Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Homestead, Miami for round number 1 of Season 9 of the Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series. We are in for an incredible night of racing here. I am Mike Taylor up in the booth alongside the one, the only Andrew Teft. Andrew, how are you doing today?
Hey, doing pretty well, Mike. Looking forward to it.
Beautiful, and as always, our wonderful producer is none other than Christian Hill up operating your cameras today. So we're excited to have a really good season right here on Racers Elite Network. And talking about the season, let's go ahead and take a look at our schedule for the upcoming season. We have a lot of really good tracks. We got a couple unique tracks here as well. And it all starts right here at Homestead, Miami, and then on February 3rd over at Chicagoland Speedway. That will be our season finale, and I am anticipating a lot of close racing, and I think the points just may come down to it at the very end because, like I said, we have a lot of very unique racetracks on the schedule this season. And now let's talk about a little bit more about Homestead, Miami. This track is a 1.5 mile speedway. You got 4 turns, and it's been open since 1995, hosting a lot of different race series here, including NASCAR and IndyCar. The pit speed is going to be 45 miles per hour. And your bankings is 4 degrees on the front and backstretch, and then 20 degrees up in the corner. So, something a lot of people don't know about Homestead. Did you guys know that the original layout was actually a rectangle? Yes, the original layout was. I used to call it the mini Indy. It had a rectangle shape to it, so that was actually pretty cool to see. It was pretty flat, yeah, before it got all these bankings that we see today. So we are absolutely excited to get this thing underway. I believe we are just now getting ready to finish up qualifying. So what is your thoughts and your picks today, Andrew, for the season opener?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was looking back at some stats a little bit earlier, and it looks like Brandon Sanfilippo won one of our last races here. He also had the most top fives out of the active league drivers. Didn't see a whole lot of consistency out of the other guys, but he definitely stood out.
Yeah, Sanfilippo, how do you say it? Sanfilippo?
Yeah, just Filippo.
Filippo. So
Sanfilippo.
yeah, I mean, so yeah, he has a pretty fast race car here today. Let's see here. On the board for practice, he was. It looks like to be like 6th or 7th quickest. So he's got a pretty good strong run out here today. But yeah, so we're going to get ready to get this thing going here in just about a minute. One guy I'm going to keep my eye on is that number 8 of Curtis Ecker. You know, he is awfully very strong everywhere we go. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him up near the front today. If not, hopefully we'll see him over in victory lane. That's my pick to win here tonight at Homestead.
Yeah, they're both very smart, really good long run drivers, and this place can be quite a bit about saving tire. Even though it's a mile and a half, it's kind of got that short track, save your tires sort of vibe. But I'm interested to see if there's any cautions and where they fall, because we're also pretty tight on fuel tonight in order to two-stop the race. Believe if you rolled the bottom and were kind of smart about drafting, maybe you could run 35 laps to stint and two-stop it. But if you're on the top at all, I think you've got to use so much RPM that it takes that option out of the equation. So, a real early yellow would help people, and if there isn't one at all, I'm just curious if anybody will take the bait and try that.
Yep, absolutely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and take a look here at our starting lineup for tonight's event here at Homestead. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Jordan Sailors in that number 39, and joining him is going to be Adam Squires in that number 35 to his outside. Row number 2, you have Blair Holloman joined by Kensley Smith. Row number 3, we have Brandon Sanfilippo and Curtis Ecker joining him on the outside. Steve Sizemore, he'll be on the inside of row 4, joined by Patrick Millett in the number 18 machine. Inside row number 5, we have Patrick Millett and Philip Archibald in that number 21 machine to his outside. Row number 6, we have Sean Dunaway, joined by Cliff Adams. Inside of row number 7, we have Truth Hoke and the 88 of Troy Thomas. Row number 8, Jordan Shamblin will be joined by Alan Wild in that number 33 machine. Kyle Hess and Jesse Fox will make up row number 9. Row 10, Kirby Wainscott and Jonathan Stidham will be row 10. Row 11, Barry Nelson and Steve Castle. Row number 12, we have Alex Gates and Alex Teft. Mikey Allen and Frank Chavez will make up row number 13. Row number 14, you have Aaron Roth and Mike Fudge. Row 15, you have Alan Bergen and Pete Pellini. Row number 16, Sean Merriman and Andrew Teft. Rowan Lloyd, Timothy Eisburn will make up row number 17, I think that was, and row 18 is going to be Russell Martin Jr. to round out your field. We're going to go ahead and get ready to go green this time by. Yep, they're getting ready to go here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here at our race analysis right before these drivers come in, we're going to be running just about 105 laps here at Homestead, Miami, as the pace truck is now pulling in, and Jordan Sailors will lead the field here to the green flag. And we are green flag for round number 1 of Season 9 for Racers Elite Tuesday Night Truck Series, as we already have a good battle hanging on tight here for that second spot, as one truck gets a little bit sloppy in the middle of 1 and 2. 2 trucks around in the back. It looks like Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine. He gets slammed hard by Timothy Eisburn. He's up there against the wall. And I believe Truth Hoken, that number 55, he was also involved there coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I saw Truth get sideways right in the middle of the corner, and then looks like Barry followed suit there. I think Tim also got involved. Looked like he was going to be clear of Barry off of turn 2 there, but looks like Barry got off his brake and rolled into him.
Oh, alrighty, let's go ahead and go back, take a look, and see what happened. Alrighty, as you see here, they go down here into turn number 1. Truth Hook was right there in that center lane. He just lost it right in front of the 86 of Hess, and he backed it down, but then there goes the 28 machine. He got sideways and then came back up onto track, and then boom, right there, got hit by that number 92 of Timothy Eisburn. Unfortunately, it was one of those things that he really had no control. All he could do is keep backing down, and unfortunately, Nelson came right back up across the track into him. So, tough way to start Season 9, as we're going to go here and right on board with Eisburn as they come through turns 1 and 2. That's a beautiful view right there from the back of the pack. One of my favorite things to see is just all these drivers in front of you. You see Hoke down there, and then Eisburn just comes right back across the track. You can see that he is slowing, and you just nowhere to go. Definitely a hard hit there. We do have a couple drivers coming down to get repairs on their cars. And talking about repairs, Andrew, do these guys have any fast repairs for today?
Yep, every driver has one.
All right, so if you can get your damage fixed, let's get those fixed. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look at our race analysis. We are running 105 laps here today. We have 5 sets of tires. Your fuel is set to 65%, so these guys will not get a normal fuel run out of these trucks. So you can use up your tires just a little bit, but you don't want to use them up too much. We do have 1 fast repair available, and we have 3 Green-White-Checkers if we need them. And let's go ahead and take a look at the weather one last time. All right, looks like 79 degrees is your temperature outside, 80-degree track temperature. So it's a little bit on the warmish side. So these trucks will slip and slide just a little bit, but it is partly cloudy, which isn't really going to make too much of a difference here in the nighttime at Homestead. And the wind is to the southeast at approximately 2-3 miles an hour, and our humidity in the air is just about 62%. So those will not really make too much of a difference on the handling of these race trucks, but these drivers do have to be careful, because if they are not careful, things can end real quick here at Homestead.
That last restart, it looked like somebody on the bottom might have missed a shift, and it stacked up pretty good. I don't know if he spun tires or was in the wrong gear, but interested to see if that happens again. Looks like we got 1 more pace lap.
Yep. The Racers Elite admin did not like something they saw, so they extended it one extra lap here. We do got word from race control that Jordan Shamblin in that number 95 truck, he was giving a EOL for passing before the start-finish line.
Did he change lanes, perhaps?
That's a very good possibility. But, yeah, that's, race control said Jordan Shamblin 95 for passing before the start-finish line.
Yeah, it's an easy one to forget sometimes. I have to remind myself occasionally.
Yeah, especially if that truck in front of you just doesn't get moving and you have such a good run. You know, you always have that instinct as a racer to jump out in line and get in front of the guy in front of you. But then when you do that, you're like, oh no. As we are getting ready to go back green flag racing right here at Homestead, Jordan Sailors will bring the field to the start-finish line alongside Blair Holloman as they enter up here into turn number 1. Still side by side for that first spot as these drivers exit turn number 2. Side by side, actually throughout a lot of this field here as we get a good look here from the back end of that number 32 of Blair Holloman. Looking back at Jordan's Sailors and crew as Holloman gets up into the wall just a little bit there.
Yeah, there's a little bump in the middle of 3 and 4 up at the top. You kind of almost got to wait to cross it before you can get in the gas, and if you don't, grip the wall just like that. Wonder if that's maybe that's what happened to him.
Yeah, as Blair, he's up there up against that wall once again. If he's not careful, he's going to get a little extra damage there, and that's something that we definitely don't want to see happen. As we take a look at Adam Squires in that number 35, number 8 Chevrolet. As he's getting a lot of pressure now by that number 8 of Curtis Eckert. Maybe under this next caution, we can get a really good up close of that number 8 machine. I absolutely love that green color on that race truck. It is such a beautiful race truck as they come rocketing out of turn number 2, and here comes that number 15 of Kensley Smith right behind him. He's looking to go 3 wide into turn number 3. He gets around Curtis Eckert just fine, and now he works the outside now he just back it right behind Adam Squires. I mean, I thought Eckers was going to start, Smith was going to get a good run there out of turn 4, but unfortunately he had to back out just a little bit. As you see him get another great run out of turn 2, and he'll do the crossover here on the backstretch on that number 35 of Squires.
Yeah, it's a great way to set up a pass for the next set of turns. Run high in 1 and 2, and then dive low on the person in front of you in 3. Just what
absolutely. Yeah, as we see Blair Holloman try that crossover after getting passed by Jordan Sailors. As you see the 32 climb up the banking, as he should get a decent run here out of turn 2. As you see it right there, you just get so much of a good run that allows him to get to the inside. And now he will have the preferred line heading down into turn 3. But that's going to give Sailors also a good run out of turn 4. As Sailors has that better line, all around turn 4. Now the 32, it seemed like he broke a little too much there heading down into turn number 1, because he just lost like 3 car lengths entering turn 1 there. And Brandon Sanfilippo, he is now getting back to that back bumper of your 2 race leaders here as well. Really good racing now back here against Sean Dunaway, Steve Sizemore, as they dive now here into turn number 1. Steve Sizemore, that 08 machine, he's trying to get around Dunaway in that Hello Kitty number 01 machine. Dunaway, he's been very strong here in the preseason. coming close to winning a couple times. And so he's been slowly working his way since we went green flag racing. He's moved up 4 spots. And we're having a really good run here for so far for Sean Dunaway. Let's see here.
Sean is
Hit that
somebody
crossover.
Sean's somebody that if he doesn't have the speed at the start, he's going to find it by the end of the race, and he always finds a way to get in contention of these.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Sean's definitely that. It's what I call the second half racer. He comes alive usually always in the second half of the race. So right about lap right about lap 56, I'm expecting to start seeing that 01 car come to life. So I haven't really been around much here with Racers Elite. You know, I'm only working maybe my 4th or 5th week here, and I'm starting to slowly learn these drivers and your fast drivers. As we take a look here at Cliff Adams in that number 80 Valor Chevrolet, as he's trying to work on the inside of that number 34 Patrick Mullet. You know, I know some of these drivers enough to know that they're wicked fast. You know, you have Cliff Adams, who we're looking at now, Curtis Ecker, Kensley Smith, he's a fast one. Squires, he's fast. But then you also have like Kirby Wainscott, who's currently back in that number 15th spot, and Truth Hoke in that 21st spot. Like, you know, those guys are fast as well. So it's interesting to see these guys kind of like that mid-pack. So that's just showing to me that we got a lot of fast guys here. And that number 80 of Cliff Adams, he's still trying to work around that inside of Steve Sizemore in that number 08 machine. He will finally clear him now, heading out into turn 1. And now he's got his eyes set on that number 34 of Patrick Mullet and that green and yellow John Deere machine. Curtis Ecker up here in that 6th spot. He's looking to get around the 35 now of Adam Squires. As Squires gets into the wall a little bit there here on the front stretch.
Yeah, I think we're seeing tires start to come into play a little bit. Some of these guys that have been patiently wrapping the bottom are starting to move up through the field and be able to complete passes off of 2 and 4. I like what I'm seeing out of the 80 and the 01. They're managing to wrap that paint really well and keep it low off 4. There's seems to be a ton of extra grip when you're able to launch low off of 4 to be able to complete that pass on the car above you. Tough to do at the start of the run when everybody's got new stuff though.
Yeah, for sure. Big thank you to Christian for doing that zoom on that number 8 machine with Family Traditions RV Rentals. You know, I was very curious on him, and I looked up over at his website, and not only do they do, you know, RV rentals, you know, you can actually do a consignment with them with your personal RV, and if you only go out like once or twice a year, instead of storing it in a storage place, you can bring it over to them. They'll rinse it out for you. They'll clean it for you. And you can make commission, or you can make money off of renting out your RV. And all you have to do is bring it to them, and they'll store it for free. They'll rent it out. They'll keep it supplied for you. Absolutely phenomenal. And I really like what they're doing over at Family Traditions. So if you're ever in the Pennsylvania area looking for an RV, go check them out, guys. It's pretty cool what they do, and I think the cheapest I saw was like $150 a night. So it's actually a lot cheaper than getting an actual hotel. as we continue to see Ecker, he's trying to hold off that hard charging number 15 now of Kensley Smith. As Ecker has actually moved up here now to that 4th spot. And Brandon is now is going to have his eyes full of Ecker here momentarily, but here comes that 0-1 that we were just talking about of Sean Dunaway. He's now making it 3 wide down the back straightaway between Sean himself, Adam Squires, and Patrick Mullet, I believe. They're all back there trying to play 3 wide dance back there. We are now completing lap number 21, and now starting lap 22 here. Really good racing all around so far out of all these guys, as they're once again heading down into turn number 1, trying to go 3 wide, as they will actually get around that number 15. No, they're going to continue to run 3 wide, as we have 2 trucks behind them trying to make it, or possibly trying to talk about going 4 wide. Here these guys come now out of turn number 4. It's all being led by Patrick Mullet and Adam Squires, but right behind them they have Sean Dunaway, Cliff Adams, and Patrick Mullet back here, or Millet as well. So this group of 5 right here is doing a phenomenal job here tonight, and they're all fighting currently for that number 5 spot, and only one person can have that 5th spot. So we're going to continue to watch this battle. Very fun battle to watch so far right here, and the ultimate question is going to be who's going to get the spot as they go 3 wide behind for that 9th spot, or 8th, 7th. I don't even know what spot it is anymore. Oh my. Adam Squires, I apologize everybody. Adam Squires, he will take over the 5th spot, followed by Patrick Mullet. Yep, you're good. By Patrick Mullet, Sean Dunaway back here, as we take a look here at that number 32, Blair Holloman, as these guys are looking to go 3 wide for the race lead. So Jordan Sailors, Holloman, and San Filippo, they're all looking to take over the race lead here. And again, just like for that 5th spot back there, only one person can take it. So the question is going to be who? And look at that number 8 truck just sitting back there just stalking these 3. He was like, I'm going to stay back here. You guys deal it out, and then I'm going to come attack. But he's definitely starting to reel them in very slow, as they go 3 wide down into turn 1, as Brandon, he will go ahead and back out and just run side by side now with Jordan Sailors. So Holloman, he will take over that top spot. The Sailors and San Filippo, they will run side by side for that 2nd spot.
This is starting to come into the picture also with these guys battling.
Yeah, one thing with running side by side is, you know, you always have the car in front of you, they'll start to pull away. The car behind you will start to start moving forward, and that's exactly what we're seeing with Curtis Ecker right now in that number 8 machine, as he's getting ready to get right on to the back bumper of Jordan Sailors in that number 39 machine.
I was curious if we start seeing some guys pit here, because if you chop it up into 4 equal segments, this is about when he would come in. So this is telling me that maybe guys think that they could 2-stop it, and we did have that early yellow to kind of help on the numbers, so we should be able to tell around lap 35, 36 if people can make it that far, if that's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm going to be watching pit road and to see how active they're going to start getting, as you said, you know, these guys can go usually just about 35 laps on a tank if they ride the bottom. So yeah, they're probably right around that that time where they're going to go ahead and start making their way down pit road to get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagle tires on these race trucks and fuel. As we continue to watch this battle. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's just a lot of tire strategy to be played in this one, because if you do have to come in 3 times, it's usually quicker to break it up even. But do you go long both times and just do a splash and go at the end if you have to, or take rights at the end? And at the same time, you're worried about a yellow. You don't want to get trapped a lap down. So, you know, this could be anybody's race.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, that's one of the things I absolutely love the most about this racetrack is, you know, you said it earlier, it kind of acts like a short track, but it's 1.5 miles. But the difference between, you know, not the difference, but the reason why they are somewhat the same is corners, they're fast. And so when you go fast, you're going to eat up more tires. And it's not exactly a sweeping long corner like you have at, say, Las Vegas or Auto Club. You know, they're a little bit tighter here. So you do have to use a little bit more wheel to get the truck to turn. And turn, you know, using all that steering, it will eat up at your tires for sure.
You're sort of in a catch-22 also, because defensive line, you almost want to be above somebody to pull them back. That's not the quickest, most efficient, conservative way around. So you've got to sort of choose your battles. Am I battling for the short run? Am I battling for the long run? Do I just let this guy go? Do I hang on his right rear for 5-10 laps? That comes down to the strategy also.
Yeah, as you see here, Jesse Fox starting to come down pit road. Mike Fudge has left pit road. Barry Nelson out of pits. Mike Allen, he's now out of pits. So right around lap 33, 32 is right about that time where we're going to start watching these drivers come down pit road. And 25.4 second pit stop for that Jesse Fox machine. That was a little bit of a slow stop, I believe, for that machine, for it being 24 seconds.
Yeah, what this tells me is these guys don't think they could make it on a 2-stop. So I'd be worried I went too long if I'm going to have to now come in for a 3rd time. I think to be comfortable, especially with that extra help from that early yellow, I'd probably want to get to about lap 36 or so to feel like I could confidently make it. See what these guys can do. We're just about to complete lap 35 here soon.
Yeah, Archibald, he ran his team did a 14.4 second pit stop. So that's a huge difference between what we just saw with, I believe that was Mike Fox. You know, that 24 seconds. So something happened to him where he spent 10 more seconds on pit lane than I think he really wanted to. Now with these pit stops already starting, you know, how much longer do you want to stay out, you know, before you come down for your fuel and tires? Because, you know, obviously with these fresh tires, you're going to be a lot faster. So how long would you want to wait?
If I'm banking on a 2-stop, this run I want to go as far as I can. That way I don't have to save in the later runs when I'm battling for the win. Looks like a bunch of them are starting to come in here. I think I just saw Brandon Sanfilippo come in. Yep. So they completed lap 36. It's going to be real tight. This is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, for sure. As we're still waiting on 3 drivers to come down pit road: Kirby Wainscott, Kyle Hess, and Troy Thomas. As we take a look here at Jordan Sailors, he will come out currently on track and right about that 16th spot. So your race leader, when they were starting to come down, if he's really going to be fading right around that 13th spot, then that looks possibly like a really rough pit stop there. But that still remains to be seen as we're finishing out our pit cycles. As you see, Kirby Wainscott just now getting right around that 32 machine, I believe that was. No, that's not yet. nope. So Blair Holloman, he's good. Troy Thomason, that's number 88 machine, Mountain Dew sponsored Chevrolet. He's going to go ahead and come out of his pit stall.
Just seeing Kirby and Sean come in now. I'm assuming Tim's going to come in also. Yeah, he did. I'm looking where they're sitting right now. The only thing I'm worried about from Kirby, Sean, or Timothy up front is, do I have to drive so slow to make it that they're going to catch me anyway? But where they're running, maybe it's still a net positive for them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very close race from here. So if doing the calculations, they would only be able to make it to right around 80 or 85.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing about 38 laps, so he's got to do about 33, 34 the next two, so if he can just do what he did again and not lose too much time to the guys that are on the other strategy, I think he'd be in pretty good shape.
Oh, we have a yellow out on the track. It is going to be Aaron Roth, it looks like, in that number 57 machine here on the back straightaway. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, that left front is absolutely broken. He's having a hard time getting it to turn down off the track. So he's definitely going to need to come down and get service done on that number 57 machine that's completely missing that whole entire corner panel.
Just like that, all that fuel talk is out the window.
Yeah. It really is all out the window just like that. And with us, now re-racking the field, now the next question is going to be, are we going to have another caution? And if so, when? As we take a look back here and see what happened, as you see him coming through turns 1 and 2, and his truck just wiggled a little bit there, and wait. Yeah, the 55 got up into the wall, and he
maneuver gone wrong.
Yeah, he reacted a little too quick, and it upset the truck, and he went down and slammed down into that number. Who was that? Timothy Eisburn in that number 92. Yeah, Truth Hoke in that number 55 machine got loose himself and then overcorrected a bit back to the outside wall, and that was just your normal, chain reaction that you saw there, and too quick of a movement on the wheel is what caused that number 57 to circle around or spin it out of turn number 2 like that. As we catch up here with that number 32 machine. So just like that, our normal top 5 is right back in the running, and up in that second spot is that number 01 of Sean Dunaway. So Sean, he's come back very strong so far. And as I said, we're going to see Sean, start moving up through the field, the second half. So it's going to be very interesting. If you guys are liking what you're seeing right here at Homestead, Miami, come check us out at racerselite.com, where you can get a link to our Discord, and then you can sign up for these amazing events. Today, tomorrow night, and Thursday night is our beginning of our next seasons for the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series. And then next Friday night, we will start our Super Speedway Series as well. So definitely got some really good racing all week long. Again, check us out at racerselite.com. And is that the at right here, on YouTube? You guys, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. We're just a little bit over 100 people away from getting 1,000 subscribers, and right now, guys, that is our goal. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get all of our live notifications, and invite everybody over. You know, your friends, family, your aunts, uncles, you know, your dead grandma, dead grandpa, their mom and dads, and their moms and dads, and their moms and dads. Yeah, you know, just send it to your whole ancestor. You know, let's get everybody here and hit those buttons down below. All right, let's hit them. Let's hit those subscribe button. Let's get this thing going. And we are green flag racing here at Homestead once again. A lot better restart there for Brandon in that number 12 machine. He's able to quickly make notice out front here into turn number 1 as they are starting to go 3 wide behind them. So they will settle down to 2 wide behind them. Really. Let's see who we're looking at here. We're watching the right around about that 80 machine of Cliff Adams, who's working the inside here of that 34 machine of Patrick Mullet. As they continue to run side by side here, and for your race lead here, Blair Holloman, he's looking to make a run in that Great Clips Chevrolet. He should have that run here down the back straightaway. As San Filippo, he kind of followed him down the track a little bit until Holloman decided to really crank it left to try and get around him here for the race lead. Side by side still here for your race lead, Holloman, San Filippo, still side by side for this race lead. You know, these are 2 of the fastest drivers here today. You know, so it doesn't surprise me that they're kind of matching each other's pace at the moment for that top spot as we are working or coming to lap 47. And with them racing side by side, that just brings Dunaway and Sailors right up behind them back to their back bumper here as well. So far here, Andrew, what's your thoughts about Blair Holloman in that number 32 machine as he continues to work that outside for the race lead?
Yeah, still trying to wrap my head around the strategy a little bit. I don't know if Christian could help us out with a last lap pit graphic, but I don't know if these guys stayed out. Like if I was under that caution, I might be weighing staying out if I just come in like Kirby. Still be able to make it. I don't know if maybe they were banking on this caution to help get them there.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to be a very interesting run here to the finish here as we do come back here to Kirby in that number 01 machine as he's now trying to make his way back up and towards that front spots as he's already lost 2 positions and possibly going to lose a 3rd here. Do you think he's just trying to save a little bit of tires for his final pit stop?
Yeah, that's
instead of running hard?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who came in again during that yellow. And is this just a sprint race now where tires don't matter as much, or are we still conserving somewhat, banking on that yellow to help us get there? And then how you approach your race from there, that's kind of what dictates it. Do I got to conserve to save and come on at the end of the long run, or are these just going to be 2 short sprints where we're going to break it in half and everybody's got to pit again? So yeah, still kind of playing that out.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be very interesting, and coming down to the last pit stop, the question is going to be now also, are you going to take 4 tires or are you going to just do 2 right side tires?
Yeah, I think it depends on the length of your final run too. Track position is pretty important. You can hold somebody off for quite a while, just running side by side, hanging on their fender. You do save a few seconds by taking only 2, so I'm still not confident in picking a winner here, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so far what we're seeing here, as the yellow, I believe, is back out here for Frank Chavez. Yeah, Frank Chavez in that number 32 machine. Sorry, 23 machine. And that Raptor.
This kind of just resets everything again, where it's not as complicated. So I would expect everybody to probably come down here and at least take 2.
Yeah.
Tires are pretty important.
Yeah, and just also want to point out that number 99 of Philip Archibald, he has the meatball here. So let's come here, take a look, see what happened to that number 23 on the exit here. I believe this is turn 4. Oh, there's just one car getting to the wall. The 23, he checked up and he just went along for the ride hard into the inside wall here. So my question is, what happened in front of these guys? It looks like that 42 of Jonathan Stidham, he got loose out of the exit, and then that just checked everybody else up. The 21 had nowhere to go here, and he got a lot of damage to his front tire, but Philip Archibald at that number 99, I can't seem to find what happened to him here.
The 99 is actually the 21, just like last week. Phil was last week's winner, actually, so looks like his luck might have run out right there, but didn't really have much of a choice. He was kind of just a sit and duck.
I got you.
Just a little number mismatch.
Yeah, how about that? All right. So that number 21 machine that you're currently looking at on your screen is actually Philip Archibald and the number 99. So he is now going to be that 2199 machine.
The 21 was good luck for him last week, so maybe he thought he'd bring it back.
Yeah, that's possible. Really good run for him last week here as well. And while we are under this caution, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump over here to our chat right here in YouTube. Jesse Fox says, happy new season and welcome everybody that's watching, and good luck to all the competitors out there. Molet, I appreciate that, Braves Pat. So it's not Mullet like I've been saying, it's Molet. Denise says hi. Hello Denise, how you doing today? Sean says go Brandon. Andrew, a little message from Robert Yost. He says don't miss him too much tonight.
Yeah, I'd love to be out there, but this is fun too.
Harris Cavan, he says Patrick Molet is his hero. Sophia says let's go haul him in. John Deere truck looks great. Yeah, that John Deere number who is that? 34, as we're getting ready to go back Green Flag Racing. And John Allen, hello. And we are Green Flag Racing once again right here at Homestead, as we have a stack up near the back of the field. Not sure what happened back there, but everybody can still moving straight, as we see that number 77 of Alex Gates get an incredible run on that restart, and he will take over the lead real quick here on the back straightaway. I'm going to jump back here right behind them of Barry Nelson in that number 23 Texaco machine. So Barry Nelson, he's sporting a new number this season as well. Kesley Smith up there now in that 15 Napa machine, as we have Truth and Kirby Wainscott crashing on the front straightaway, it sounds like. Yeah. Yeah, that was a very interesting start for those in the back on this last restart. At the very beginning, out of turn number 2, everything kind of went a little chaotic there. And then as you see here in turn 3, Wayne Scott got just a tad bit loose. The 18 went up into the wall. Then Wayne Scott just lost it right in front of Truth Hoke, which sent them oh my God.
Oh, no.
That 2199 went airborne.
Phil.
But he was able to come back down on all fours here on the front straightaway. Maybe we need to remind Philip that even though he is here in Florida, he is not on the Space Coast, so he has to keep all wheels on the ground. Oh, that's just bad, unfortunate timing right there. As you see that machine just absolutely take off. He did get into somebody there as well, but he'll bring it to a complete stop here on the front straightaway. As he will be sitting down there. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully Philip after this week, he will actually change his paint scheme back to that number 99. So we'll have to see what he decides to do next week, as we do have some takers down here on pit road. Mike Allen, Sean Merriman, Russ Martin, Patrick Millett, Frank Chavez, and of course Kirby Wayne Scott. He's down here. Timothy Eisburn, he's been down here on pit road for quite a while now.
I must have jinxed poor Phil by saying that truck number was good luck. He's got to bring the 99 back now.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely got to do that.
Broadcaster's curse.
Yeah, see, I had that happen one race where I called somebody out, and within the next 5 minutes, he wrecked. So I went ahead and I hit everybody's name in the field. And I think we actually ended up going caution-free the rest of the race then. All right, so we're coming to going to start lap 60 here, I believe, and that puts us at 47 laps to go here today. You know, we still got a little bit of racing to go, but who do you have your eyes set on now as we're getting ready to go green flag once again here?
Yeah, I'm still trying to make sense of the pit stops a little bit. I think we're a little bit jumbled up as far as you know, the quicker guys that were running earlier. I see San Filippo back in about 8th or 9th. I'm thinking that a lot of these guys up front must have stayed out or taken 2 on the caution before last, so might see those other guys come through the pack pretty quickly after a few laps after these the 2-tire advantage starts to wear off. It'll help it rotate a little bit better for a few laps, but that advantage does usually wear off.
Yeah, definitely going to be very interesting to see. Alex Gates and Kensley Smith will bring the field back into this, I believe it's the Eco Park restart zone. And we are green flag racing once again here at Homestead, Miami. And once again, Gates, he gets an incredible run there heading down into turn number 1 as we are going 3 wide for that second spot. Nelson, Hulleman, and Smith 3 wide for that second spot. Nelson, he will clear a big block there by your race leader, but here comes Kensley Smith to the outside, and that just brings that number 34 and 39 of Mollett and Sailors back here into the mix for this race lead, as your race leaders will drag race now down the front straightaway. Smith on the outside, Gates on the inside. None of these guys really, taking it easy at the moment. Look at that 32 rim ride that gets the wall, as he's looking to go to second place, running 3 wide now. Here comes Holloman for that race lead. He will complete the pass on the back straightaway. As you see Gates now trying to fight back to the inside. Holloman, what an incredible move there on this exit of turn 2 to take over that race lead, as you have a 3 wide battle right about for that 6th spot back there with Sailors and Adams.
I think Blair wants to move that wall over a little bit, make a bigger track.
Trouble! Barry Nelson hard into the inside wall, but he will keep it straight so far. No caution. Yeah, we will continue to race here, as Barry will slow his pace here onto the front or back straightaway, and he's just now coming to a crawl as he's having issues here getting that number 28 Texaco machine, and he will come to a stop on the back straightaway. Call for a tow truck, but we will stay green flag racing as we come back up here and take a look here at that that 80 machine of Cliff Adams, who's currently running 3 wide with Sailors and Smith here for that 4th spot. And right now, Sailors, he will get that 3rd spot. Kensley will fall back to that 4th spot. And here comes Cliff trying to take it away from Smith. He is doing just very well there. Sailors in that number 39 was a Zuyos machine. As we go 3 wide here, a little bit further back with Sean Dunaway and company. Shamblin, Dunaway, Gates all running 3 wide here, as Shamblin, he will hit the outside wall, and he Alex Gates in that 77 machine gets turned into the outside wall. And still, we will stay green flag. Ooh, that was close by the number 19 machine, or that number 91 machine. He almost rear-ended Gates there. But we're still watching this 0-1 of Sean Dunaway on the exit here of turn number 4. He's still trying to get around that number 95 of Jordan Shamblin. We are currently working lap 66, and the last 3-4 laps just having absolute chaos.
This is that tire variety we were talking about at the restart. The guys up front that either stayed out or taken 2. Just a little bit of chaos here for a little while. Starting to spread back out.
Yeah, definitely. It's been very interesting to watch so far here, as you see Kensley, Smith, and Dunaway still running side by side here for that 5th spot. But Dunaway finally will clear him, but here comes Curtis Eckert and Jordan Shamblin. Now they're going to try to see what they can do about getting around Kensley Smith. What a move by Jordan Shamblin there to make it 3 wide out of turn number 4. They touch, but all 3 drivers will keep it going straight, and they will still run 3 wide down into turn number 1. Kensley Smith will currently back out just a little bit, but he's going to have a head of a steam coming out of turn number 2. So we're going to see what his plan of action here is, if he's going to try to rip it down the track or anything, but he'll stay right there and push the number 95 of Shamblin as Curtis gets around. And that's going to bring that number 34 of Patrick Mollett and that John Deere machine right to the back bumper here as well. As we see the 43 here of Alex Teft, he's now making noise running 3 wide with these guys. Alex Teft's actually, Yeah, Alex stepped in that number 43 throwback scheme to Tony Stewart with Home Depot there, as he once again will go 3 wide. He's moved up 14 spots since we went Green Flag Racing, so, you know, brother Alex done a wonderful job by getting that truck up here, toward back to the front.
Yeah, it looks like his patience is paying off. It's just one of those tracks for him, sort of like Bristol. I think he enjoys the progressive banking that those tracks offer.
Oh, definitely. You know, so that's one of the things I absolutely love about the progressive banking at these types of tracks. You know, I'm mad that they did change it at Bristol. I miss the old Bristol where the only lane was the bottom, but Bristol is putting on really good race shows the last couple of years as well. So it's no surprise that, you know, we're seeing the progressive banking here at Homestead come into play, and it's working absolutely phenomenal for Alex Teft in that 43 for sure.
Yeah, we're entering that point where you could pit and make it to the end also. So, you know, when you make that final pit stop, it might be critical here.
Yeah, 34 laps to go this time. The question is not if, but when. And with your race leader, you know, that 32 machine, it's going to be very interesting to see how long he's willing to wait before he comes down pit road. As we're looking back here at Sean Dunaway trying to get to the back bumper of that number 80 machine now of Cliff Adams. These two drivers they've been nice and chilling out back here a little bit for in that third and fourth spot. Really not racing hard. I think they're trying to save some of their tires here for the final run of the race. But these two drivers here doing a phenomenal job. As we see a pass behind them, Curtis Eckert trying to make a run here on Jordan Shamblin. As we have a battle now for the race lead. Yeah, we have a race lead here, battle for the race lead here now between Holloman and San Filippo. I just heard radio communication from Kensley Smith and that number 8 machine that he's going to make his way down to pit road this time by.
Might be a smart move. You know, the way these tires fall off. I feel like I talk about tires a lot, but you get a few really good laps out of them, and then they kind of plateau. So maybe he can get a jump here and find a drafting partner when he blends back into the racing, where he could, you know, get away or build enough of a gap that these guys can't make up. Got to be careful not to stay out too long if you're these leaders.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the 4 fresh tires versus these older tires, they really make a huge of a difference. As you see, third place of Cliff Adams, he's now attacking the 12 car of Brandon, as they are now going to run 3 wide out of turn number 2 possibly. No, they will go ahead and just run side by side for that second spot. But here comes Adams. He's starting to make his way towards the front. Incredible racing that we have all race long. You know, just throughout the whole entire field, all these guys putting on one hell of a show for everybody here at home. I mean, I can't. This is a way to start off the season. You know, no matter what happens this point on in this race, this is one way to start off season 9.
Yeah, certainly not short on side-by-side action here.
No, that is absolutely true. Every lap, I think we see somebody side by side with somebody. Heck, we've even seen people go side by side. So I mean, it's definitely a very good battle here, as we see Cliff Adams now working on the inside of Holloman. But here comes that 12th truck back to the inside, as they're going to try to go 3 wide out of turn 2. But Holloman, he will continue to hold them off for that top spot. And now they're back down here into turn 3. It seems like these two, they get a run out of turn 2. They do their own little thing in 1 and 2, but when it comes to 3 and 4, they're about that time where, you know, they kind of like back out, as we see once again Adams trying to make a run on Holloman here. But this time, Brandon Sanfilippo, he's too far back here to do anything with it as they continue to run side by side for the race lead. And Adams will back it out heading down here in turn 3.
Yeah, that truck about got out from underneath the 0-1 last time by off of turn 4. It's a lot more stable this time, but it's really starting to carve through. Looks like Curtis Ecker might have just come down pit road, or he blinked out. No, he is on pit road.
Yep, Curtis Ecker, he's down on pit road. I think I saw, who was it? Yeah, Kensley Smith, he's already come down pit road.
Curtis was so close to the front, it might drive these other guys in.
Yeah. That's definitely what we're anticipating here as your top 4 continue to turn laps here at Homestead, Miami. Again, we want to thank everybody so much for tuning in here while we are working our pit cycle here. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below as we get an amazing view here from Brandon Sanfilippo in that number 12 machine. He's doing a phenomenal job staying there with your race leaders. And now it's just going to be a matter of time before your race leaders here will start making their way down. Sean Dunaway, he has made his way down pit road. You can just look into the eyes of Brandon there on his concentration of everything that's going on in front of him. Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job as we have a battle here for your 3rd spot. Or was that 4th spot?
Alan Wild, I don't feel like I've seen his name the whole race, but he's up there in 4th now.
Yeah, Alan Wild in that number 33 machine. He's probably just about two seconds back here from your top 3. You know, they've been doing a phenomenal job making his way to the front. He's moved up 12 positions since we went green flag earlier this evening. And right now I'm looking through our standings. Your biggest mover of the race right now is that number 25 machine of Russ Martin. He's sponsoring up that number 91 paint scheme. But he's doing a phenomenal job up in that 8th spot. So he's moved up 25 spots, so that's a pretty good run for him in that number 91 machine.
Yeah, Russ always runs well. He was having some computer troubles last season, but he's got that straightened out. Looks like it's working good for him.
Oh, that is really awesome to hear. As we see Blair Holloman, Cliff Adams, they're still duking it out here as we see Brandon Sanfilippo come down pit road.
Kensley's about to unlap himself. He's been out there quite a while on fresh tires, so it'll be interesting to see how far ahead he is when these other guys finally come in.
Yep. He came in back on lap 74, so he's working lap 11 now with those fresh tires. And as you said, he was able to unlap himself, and here comes that 0-1 machine as well unlapping himself. Curtis Ecker, he's coming around to unlap himself as we see the 80 slide down here into the pits. Hold it, there you go. Man, it is so easy to get loose under braking conditions getting down onto this pit road, because this pit road is very awkward out of all the pit roads that we come to, because as you start backing down, there's, you know, banking down on the apron as well, so you can still upset your truck, you know, just even running down on the different bankings down there, as you see Cliff Adams leave his pit stall here and return to the racetrack. That was a really good pit stop there for that number 80 machine. Let's see. All right, there is the 80 machine, you know, getting around Russ Martin Jr. Whoa!
Close, holy cow.
Wow, that was crazy for that number 33 of Allen getting down pit road. And then you also had Russ Martin in that number 91. He gets super sideways. Let's come back here and take a look here at that number 80. He got a little love tap to Martin, which moved Martin up. And then, whoa! That is as close as you can get without making contact. You know, and something that, you know, I'm once again breaking that fourth wall here on my racing. You know, that net code is real. And if there was some sort of net code at that point in time, that could have been disastrous. So the fact that there was no net code, it just makes it so much better to watch. That was an incredible move there to get around those machines. Kirby Wayne Scott in that number 10 machine. I believe.
I think he's the only one still out. Alex just popped down pit road.
Yep, Alex is down on pit road now, and he came back in on lap 58. And so that's pushing.
Alex has lost a bunch of time by staying out to these guys on fresher stuff, but if I know him, he may take 2 tires here and make up for some of it, and then have fresher rights to try to contend. He beat me a few times that way, so definitely would not shock me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to point out Sean Dunaway, that number 01 machine. Yeah, he's going to take over the race lead when Wayne Scott comes down. You know, I believe as of right now, we have 23 cars going to be on the lead lap once Wayne Scott comes down. And now also the question is, here in the closing laps of this race, we're going to have just about 13 laps to go when he comes back around. You know, will we see another caution?
Looks like Sean's built himself a little gap here also. See if he'll be able to hang on to it.
Oh, that was close.
I don't know who that was, but holy cow.
I believe that was Truth Hope getting pinched to that outside wall.
Maybe Sham? No, it's 18, I believe.
Yeah, as we looking at the number 86 machine of Kyle Hess, being sponsored by Hess. Unsure if there's any association, you know, with the company, but Hess being in the Hess gasoline machine, that's perfect. It's one of those sponsor names that as soon as you look at, you know exactly who they're talking about. So Hess is having a good time in that number 86 machine. He moved up 9 spots since we went green flag. Kirby Wayne Scott now down on pit road. So that's going to turn the race lead over to Sean Dunaway, Curtis Ecker, Brandon Sanfilippo. He's back there in that 3rd spot. Kensley Smith and Blair Holloman, those guys have claimed the top 5 here. As we jump here to Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine. You know, Kensley Smith's been pretty strong all day long, hanging out here up here in the top 5. Yeah, and Truth Hoax not exactly happy with getting pinched into the outside wall as I saw a slight video of him sticking his middle finger out the window.
Hey, he's got a command for that on his keyboard. Makes me laugh every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, he definitely not happy because he put it 4 times.
I think that's a new record.
Oh, we have a caution out on the racetrack. Steve Sizemore and that number 08 machine. That just changes. Oh, man. These guys still have another set of tires. When we go back green flag, we're going to have about 7 laps to go as we see what happened here to Steve Sizemore out of turn 4. Kumbaya. Oh, there he is. Alright, so here we go. Out of turn 2.
Here with us.
Alright, let's see. As he comes out of 4 here, he gets up in front of that 34 machine and he just gets turned. I mean, it must have been a very nasty wreck as the cameraman did not want to stay on it, Christian.
Was there some,
I'm sorry.
Was there some net code there? It looked kind of.
No,
I guess not. It looked a little bit funny at first.
Yeah, no, the 08 came up, I think, to probably try to slow the momentum of that other machine, and he just went along for the ride. I mean, when you got somebody coming with like a full head of steam like that, you just can't pull up in front of them like that. It's just, it's one of those like, no, don't.
Might have tried to go to the left, but way too late, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like he also pushed up a little bit too, you know, while riding on board there. You know, so he very well could have just pushed up right in front of that machine, and he just had to hold on for dear life. But he'll come back out. You know, looks like he had to use up his lucky, or not his lucky dog, but his fast repair on this one. And we're going to come down to just about 6 laps to go here. Chavez came down. Yeah, Chavez came down. Jesse Fox, Adam Squires, Aaron Roth came down. Wild Fudge, Troy Thomas, Squires came down. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like while we're taking a look at all that replay, it looks like a majority of our drivers came down pit road. Except Kirby Wayne-Scott. Everybody came down except Kirby Wayne-Scott. Oh no, wait. Here it is. Curtis Ecker, Patrick Millette, Russ Martin up there in that number 91, Jonathan Stidham in that 42, Kirby Wayne-Scott, all those drivers stayed out, and the rest of the field all came in. I think everybody, you guys need to pull those belts tight, because Racers Elite is going to show you exactly what it's like and what to expect if you do decide to join us for these races here on Racers Elite. 6 laps to go. It's going to be interesting. If you guys like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. Go to racerselite.com. Join us next week. And we are Green Flag Racing once again right here at Homestead, Miami. Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine gets an incredible start as he will quickly take over at that top spot. Patrick Millett and that number 18, he will ride around the outside. And here comes Stidham, 4 wide, ladies, 3 wide out of turn 2, 4 wide, whoa, 4 wide. No, it's trouble, there it is. 12 is into the wall, and we stay green. No, there it is. There's the caution right there. The 34 is around, the 8 is around. I told you guys, pull your belts tight. This is going to get interesting, and it did not disappoint. Jesse Fox in that number 6. Yeah, Jesse Fox in that number 69 machine. He was a little bit late to the party there, but he wanted to join in. As we see that 33 truck, Alan Wild coming down pit road.
It takes about a lap for these tires to get up to temperature, and there's not very many laps left to begin with. So, and it's so hard to complete the pass too. Like we've been watching these guys the whole race. It's really hard to pull off and complete the passes until the tires get quite old. So, might use all our Green-White-Checkers here today. It doesn't happen very often, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, as we take a look here, as we see the 80 gets shoved way down the track, but then the 12 machine, he gets turned sideways, comes back up right in front of the field. And that is the 12 of Brandon Sanfilippo. He does have a meatball. The 33 checks up to avoid everything, and Yahoo comes in and hits the 33, shoves the 33 hard into the 34. And these guys will go up and they'll get into that number 1 machine of Steve Castle, who will also get a meatball on this as well. And then if you guys look down below, there's the 00 getting to the back of the 23. And then you guys will also see that number 69 machine try to come fly by, unable to avoid as well as he got into the 34 machine. And the 33 machine. That was all crazy. And now, as you said, we're going to line them up and do it again. Yeah, he was the one, right there. The one got a meatball right there. I promise you guys I'm not talking to myself. Christian asked the question, and I have a horrible habit of responding. Even though you guys cannot hear him, I have a horrible job. I do a horrible job at responding. So that's something as a broadcaster and commentator I do have to work on.
I don't know who Christian is. I don't know who he's talking about.
Oh no. Andrew, I think these guys are making me go crazy, because we're going to go ahead and pull our right, and we're going to do a Green-White-Checkered right here on Racers Elite to end round number 1 of the the Tuesday night truck series. I'm ready for this. Let's get this done.
We can have up to 4 of these. This doesn't even count as the first one, I don't think.
No, we are still in regulation. This is a natural.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we've got up to 3 Green-White-Checkers after this also.
As you guys saw there, yeah, that was a horrible start there by. I think that was the 32 of Holloman. So Curtis Ecker and that number 8 machine, he will take it over, and they're 4 wide, 3 wide for the race lead. Here they come. Here comes Sean Dunaway coming around 3 and 4. Right now it's Blair Holloman, white flag. The next flag is it. Holloman, Sean Dunaway on the inside of Millet. Millet still working that high side. Sean Dunaway trying to get on the inside now with Blair Holloman, and he will get him side by side down the back straightaway. One more corner. Is it going to be Dunaway? Is it going to be Holloman? This is it right here. Final corner. Holloman and Dunaway, they will separate. And this, he will not, Holloman will take home the victory here at Homestead, Miami for round number 1, as we have a good gaggle of cars still finishing it out here. What an incredible race all around, ladies and gentlemen. Blair Holloman, driver that number 32, great clips, a Chevrolet Silverado. He will bring home the race win for round number 1, and what an incredible start to his season. As you see, Millet just give him a little bit of love, a little bit too much love, and that'll spin the 32 around down here in turns 3 and 4. My bad, didn't mean to spin you out there. But ladies and gentlemen, coming all the way from that 3rd spot, Blair Holloman, what an incredible run. It was an incredible run for a lot of these drivers here today at Homestead, Miami. And you guys, this is just the first race of the season. So if the rest of the season is anything like what we saw tonight, you guys are in for an absolute treat right here on Racers Elite Network. Teft, what's your thoughts on this race, man?
Definitely weren't short on things to talk about. Holy cow. Did come down to the short run, and that was Blair's strength. But he also had a really good long run car, as we saw toward the middle of the race. So, yeah, just congrats to him. Ran a perfect race with all that going on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a brief commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to go over our race results and talk to your top 3 drivers. So don't go anywhere. We will return right here on Racers Elite Network. See you guys on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Homestead, Miami. After we saw an incredible truck race right here on the Racers Elite Network, we do have a couple people up here ready for interviews, but first, let's go ahead and take a look at our final results. Blair Holloman in the number 32 machine put on one heck of a show out here tonight, and he will take home race number 1, followed by a hard-charging Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine. Patrick Millett in the number 18 will bring it home 3rd. Sean Merriman will bring it home 4th in that 81 machine, and that wicked fast Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine will bring it home 5th. Curtis Ecker, Adam Squires, Cliff Adams, Alex Teft, an incredible run for him after moving up 15 spots to get into that 9th spot, and Aaron Roth in that 57 moving up 17 spots to get to that 10th spot. Kyle Hess, Troy Thomas, Russell Martin, Jesse Fox, Mikey Allen will round out your top 15. Jordan Shamblin, Frank Chavez, Kirby Wainscott, Alan Wild. Wait, did I miss one here? Hang on. So Mikey Allen, Jordan Shamblin, Frank Chavez, Kirby Wainscott, Alan Wild, Alex Gates will round out your top 20. 21st is going to be Brandon Sanfilippo, Truth Hope, Steve Castle, Mike Fudge, Patrick Mollett in the number 34. They will round out your top 25. Jonathan Stidham, Alan Bergen, Barry Nelson, Steve Sizemore, Timothy Eisburn will round out your top 30. 31st, it was Philip Archibald. Jordan Sailors in that number 39 after having a very, very strong run will bring it home 32nd. 33rd is going to be Pete Polini. And then rounding out your field, Andrew Teft, Rowan Lloyd, both having some truck mechanical issues, unable to start the race. That will round out your field. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have our top 3 up down in the ready room. Who shall we start with first, guys?
Yeah, let's bring Blair in.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, a driver of that number 32 Great Clips Chevy Silverado, Blair Holloman. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Awesome. Blair, what an incredible run for you today in that Great Clips Chevy Silverado. You were wicked fast all day. You stayed up front. What were your thoughts about tonight's race? And, how competitive was that field out there today?
Thoughts going in a nice race. With it being Homestead, this is one of those few places that if it was daytime, I know I struggle greatly on tire wear because I always want to try to run the fence. And when the sun's out here, it's a bad idea. With the field, I am so excited to see 30 plus trucks in here. Like this is good. And it's quality trucks. On being able to look over to the left, got the TV just far enough over where I could see the battles going on. And it's awesome that you're seeing stuff all the way through the field throughout the race. It's just like that little bit of peace going down the straightaway. So you glance over, you're like, oh, this is awesome. But yeah, it was a good track this evening. A lot of grip in it. You could run the lip if you wanted to, which is amazing because this place, if you can run the lip, you can make some pace. So I was glad to be able to smack the right rear off the wall a few times and keep it up there for a while.
Yeah, I think at one point we actually saw you rim ride the entire outside of turn 1 and 2, I believe it was. And it seemed like it more like catapulted you better out of the corner when you did that. So you're in a 3-wide situation. So that was pretty cool to see. But I mean, I know that you got great clips on your car or on your truck, but I'm not sure if the guardrail needed a haircut or not.
Hey, I got a fresh paint job at least.
That is very true. Andrew, do you got any questions for Mr. Blair?
I think it took all the ones I was thinking of, but yeah, I just want to say congratulations. And there's a lot going on tonight. How did you manage just all the strategy options? And so we had about 7 cautions and 20 lead changes. Looks like you still managed to lead the most laps through all that chaos. Like, how were you feeling when you came off pit road that last time and were, I don't know, seemed like you were about 7th, 8th? Like, did you think you were going to have it to be able to cut back through to the front?
Yeah, with the strategy tonight, you want to try to get as close as you could to do the two stopper. You roll off pit road there, and it said you had 33.6 laps. So it's like, I think I could save a lap or two. Those couple quick cautions was like, all right, we're definitely gonna be close to this two stop idea if we can make it work. But I just wanted to throughout the race just try to stay as far forward as I can. I know we gotta save fuel, but with those restarts, that's the best opportunity to try to get out of harm's way. And thankfully, the restarts we did have early in the race, I was able to stay up front. During the run, Sanfilippo, I don't know how he saved the tires the way he did, but he got me there at the end of the first major run and put 2 seconds on me. I was just watching like, I don't know what I was doing different. With that last pit stop, we rolled off 7th, and it's just like, all right, see the leader didn't pit at all, and he had the oldest of the tires, and I saw the other ones were on semi-new-ish tires. So I was like, no, I didn't know if the trucks between me and the 8 where the tire fall off was, because if it was within the first 5 or 6 laps, they got a shot. They can still run the almost same speed. But almost 10 laps in, then you're almost half a second off. So it was interesting. We got that restart, and I shot the middle, come down the backstretch, and I saw 4 wide behind me, and I knew there was chaos coming. And thankfully, set us up for that restart, and I was on the outside. As soon as I realized I was on the outside, I got excited because I know I'm gonna put the truck up there if I can, and I had to try my best there. But thankfully, we got it done.
Yeah, great work. Yeah, let's hand it off to you to give out your thanks.
Yeah, tonight we're on the Great Clips truck. It's only fitting with the World Outlaws and High Limit. Brad Sweet is retiring, so this is a nod to when he ran the 32 Great Clips truck in the Truck Series back in 2010. Want to give a couple of quick shout outs. On the deck lid, we have Holloman Apple Auto Parts, my cousin Tad's business. The little sponsors there on the bottom of the truck there. You got ACR with Autocore Recycling, and of course Mecca Tools with my tool guy Roy Salisbury. I want to give a big shout out to my brother Yost. I know he wanted to race this evening, but he had to go to work at 4 a.m. So he's probably asleep now if I had to take a guess. And my dad's watching. I know he was looking forward to this evening. He said I had a shot at Homestead, and I didn't believe him, not one bit. But we were able to get it done. But all in all, I want to give a quick thank you to you guys with the broadcast. This race, from what I was able to glance at, I'm definitely going to watch back. It looks awesome between the way the broadcast is put together and even the racing. It's all in all, it's a great product. And I'm glad to see we kicked off the season with a flying start. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Good deal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you so much, Blair. Yeah, it was an incredible race all around. Definitely can't wait for you to come back and, watch it yourself and go back and see all the oohs and ahs that we had up here in the booth. But we'll go ahead and send you back down.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one.
You as well, ladies and gentlemen. Your round number 1 race winner, Blair Holloman, in that number 32 Great Clips Chevy Silverado. Let's go ahead and get our second place finisher up here, Sean Dunaway, in that number 01 Hello Kitties Chevrolet. Sean, do you got a copy?
I got you.
Beautiful. Andrew, I'll let you go ahead and take this one.
I feel like I just talked to you, Sean, like last week this time.
Yep, not too long ago.
I was watching the last few laps there, obviously. Being in your shoes, I was thinking it was probably pretty tough to try to plan a pass on Blair there because he was riding the top. Ordinarily, if it was me, I'd probably try to run high in 1 and 2 and get a run down the back, and maybe try to dive under him going into 3, but that option was kind of gone. So what were you thinking there?
Yeah, I ended up doing the opposite, unfortunately, where I went low in turn 1 and 2 and then high in 3 and 4. Definitely didn't work out. Yeah, he just had the bottom on 3 and 4 and just drove off there at the end. Definitely unfortunate. That was a bad caution for me. the last 10 laps, if that caution wouldn't have flown, I feel like I would have taken the dub there. But yeah, unfortunately, that caution flew at the wrong time. But hey, we'll take that P2 for sure.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the rest of the season here? Looks like we're heading off to Nashville Super Speedway next week and then Pocono, Myrtle Beach afterwards.
Yeah, so far so good. Can't complain with the P2 for the first race, especially only qualifying P11. Somehow didn't find any speed during qualifying, and then during most of the race, I was just kind of lingering around P6 all the way to like P6 to P13. So didn't think I had it in me actually for the top 3 tonight. So it's a good thing we got that P2 anyway. So carries some momentum going into these next races for sure.
Yeah, before those final yellows, looked like you had a little bit of a gap there, and yeah, it seemed like a good spot to be in. Really, I think you had about a couple seconds between you and Curtis, and then a little bit more back to San Filippo and them. So must have really hurt to see that one come out. But Mike, do you have anything else you want to add?
Not just yeah, man. I mean, you're just always wicked fast in that Hello Kitty 01 machine. You always seem to start, middle, a little bit more towards the back. Then just in the second half, man, it's like that Hello Kitty just comes live and just dominates back up towards the front. So what was like trying to come all the way back from right about that 11th spot, I believe it was. How was trying to navigate the traffic and just what's your thoughts about running the three wide that situations that you were in?
Yeah, for sure. Hello Kitty has been on the car for a while now. They've invested in me, so feel like it's only best that I take the time to get better at my craft here. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to the next races here. Carrying still that same momentum into these next races for sure.
Awesome. And before we let you go, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
For sure. I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race over here.
Absolutely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 01 Hello Kitty Chevy Silverado, Sean Dunaway. We'll see you next week, buddy.
See you.
Good race.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get our third place driver in here. Driver of that number 18 Red Bull, possibly Red Bull Chevrolet out here of Patrick Millett. Patrick, do you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Patrick, you had a very good race today. You were staying up front, battling side by side, 3 wide, and saw you loose a couple times out of turn 2. How fast was that Chevrolet under you that was underneath of you today?
It was pretty decent. I'm kind of newer to the trucks and newer to iRacing in general, but kind of picked up on it a little bit here, and I kind of shot myself in the foot. I was just kind of riding and I dropped back to like 10th or 11th, and then started picking them off a little bit on a longer run, and then I sucked on the green flag pit stop, and then later on got caught speeding and ended up in the back, and then got wrecked immediately. Forgot to check off my tires, so I was out of tires and thought I was screwed, and then ended up working out pretty good.
Yeah, so you definitely came back very strong. Obviously, coming back up here to that third spot. How was managing the traffic on your way back to the front after you got caught spinning down on pit road and getting caught up in a wreck? How tough was the traffic, and how much will this help your momentum heading into the rest of the season?
I was really not. I wasn't that great once I got back there. It was kind of all over the place, lost my rhythm a little bit, and then on that, I think I pitted on a lap like 80 or something like that, a little bit earlier in a little bit. So I was like 12th, 10th, 12th, something like that before that caution came out, and I felt a lot better at the end of the race than I did in the middle. And when that caution came out, I thought I was like dead in the water because I just had no tires left. So my mistake, but I don't know, just fired off pretty good there and got lucky with another quick caution, and more luck than good tonight, I think. But yeah, I feel good about it.
Andrew, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to say good job. Great way to start off the season. Nice recovery. Sort of talked about your race overall. I was going to ask what you might have done differently if you had the option, but just recovering from that speeding penalty is huge alone. So, yeah, who would you like to thank tonight?
I guess thank my wife, my kid, and let me do this and gaping down here in the basement. So thanks to them.
Awesome. Well,
Alrighty.
congratulations, and we'll pass it back off to Mike.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Driver of that number 18 Chevy Silverado, Patrick Millett. What a very interesting way to end this race here today, and what a wonderful way to start off season 9 of the Tuesday Night Truck Series right here on Racers Elite Network. Overall, what were your thoughts, just about the race all around?
Well, I'm proud of the guys. It was really clean race overall. We've got some new folks, and everybody's sort of learning how to run around each other still. So, yeah, just proud to be a part. Proud to have found a lot of these new guys, and if this race is any indication, I think the rest of the season should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. We saw some amazing side-by-side, 3-wide, even 4-wide for a brief couple moments there. So all around, really good race. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking for the rest of the season. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next race right here on Racers Elite Network. For round number 2, it is going to be a Nashville Super Speedway next Tuesday, November 4th, right here at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And it will be live right here on Racers Elite Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth with the one, the only Andrew Teft. And of course, we have the amazing Christian Hill behind the cameras and the beautiful overlays that you get to enjoy this evening. On behalf of everybody here at Racers Elite Network, thank you guys so much for tuning in, joining us again. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Visit us at racerselite.com. Check us out. Like what you see. Come on into Discord. We'll get you guys set up. And until next week, ladies and gentlemen from Nashville, we will see you guys then. Happy time zones, and see you next time.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.